another Witchy Wisdoms Wednesdays, and today's theme is dedications. Now, I'm gonna be honest, when I first started about 18 months ago, well, longer than 18 months now, it's been over a year for sure. Well, no, maybe it's been about 18 months, give or take. I started out researching Wicca, and I did do an original dedication in, let's see, I think my first Book of Shadows, which, like, this was back in 2019. I talk about what Wicca is in my own words. And there is, like, there's not like a dedication page, okay? But there is like this right here that tells about the book and stuff like that and what I plan to do with it. And that's kind of my form of dedication, which is what I originally started with. But I have since learned that Wicca isn't exactly my thing. And so with that in mind, I'm going to tell you why I'm not doing a dedication or any dedications at this time, and maybe not anywhere in the near foreseeable future. I do realize that a dedication can be something that is very helpful to many people. But as a beginner, and I do consider myself a beginner because there is so much information still available out there that I am researching, and I'm constantly evolving in my spiritual practice and with different entities and different energies and different sources and different people. I don't feel like early on a dedication is something to focus on. I get initiation in Wicca or specific kinds of religion would require maybe a dedication. But if it's not something that you intend to stay in or something you're just exploring, I highly recommend you do not do a dedication. A dedication is an extremely serious free will giving thing, okay? By dedicating yourself to a god or a deity or a divine source or any kind of specific path that involves an energy or more than just yourself, you are freely giving over to that. And I'm not gonna lie, I did do some research and stuff like this on it, and I have in the past done a little bit of research on dedication, but it's mostly been in the Wicca area. But as I researched more over this last week or so, it became very clear to me that if you are really into divine energy or the source or goddesses and gods, if you dedicate yourself to one of them, say Hecate or Loki or something like that, you are freely giving over your energy, your whatever you are dedicating yourself for. You're freely giving that, and if you break that, there's probably going to be consequences. Gods and goddesses aren't known for their forgiving nature. It doesn't mean they can't be forgiving, but they're not generally known for their forgiving nature. And if you give them something freely and then you just break that oath, consequences can be probably something you don't want. Because they're not just going to give up on something you freely gave. So if you're going to give your oath to something, if you're going to dedicate yourself to something, please double check. Make sure that's something that you're not going to get bored with. Make sure it's something that, or someone or some energy source that you're not going to want to try something new in 6 months. So if you've been practicing for a long time and you just haven't done a dedication, you could explore that now. You could look at it and say, okay, I've been with Hecate for this many years. I might want to go ahead and dedicate myself to her. You can do that. I'm not saying don't ever dedicate. What I am saying is take it seriously. Believe that if you can believe in the gods and goddesses, if you can believe in that divine energy, if you fully wrap your brain around all of that, know that if you freely give yourself, if you give your oath to one of them, breaking it would have consequences that that could be severe depending on the god or goddess. So do your research, make sure, and don't just give over your dedications freely. That's for you to give. It's it's personal and it's meaningful and it's a serious matter. It's not something to be frivolous about. So no, I'm not dedicating myself to anyone or anything. I enjoy my work with the Fae. I enjoy my work with the divine in general. I don't want just one goddess, which I've spoken about before. And the more I've thought about it, the more I've decided that just one doesn't work for me. I like the options to have more than one available. And I'm not just going to freely give my oath to something that and lock myself into one particular thing, at least not right now. Maybe in the future, maybe after I've been doing this for a few years and really know myself more in my spiritual practice, maybe then. So if I was going to do any kind of dedication, it would be a dedication to myself to continually explore. That's probably as far as I'm going to go with that. Otherwise, all I say is be careful and know what you're getting into when you make those dedications. Don't just do it frivolously. Don't just do it on a whim. Don't just do it because some other pagan or witch or something like that tells you to. Make sure it is something that you want and that you're going to want for a while. Make that dedication real. Make it something you are freely giving and know you're not going to back out of, okay? So be safe, everybody. Fairy blessings and have a fantastic week.